All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe, all boxing, everything, as well as my main channel, Combo Breaker 99, if you're a fan of women's mixed martial arts, as well as mixed martial arts in general. You know, I'll be talking about everything in combat sports over there on my main channel. But this channel here, if you're strictly into boxing, make sure you just stay tuned in and, you know, keep on subscribing out there. I see I got some new subscribers, so I definitely want to, you know, say, you know, appreciate that. Shout out to my new subscribers, because I have been gone for a little bit. You know, a couple of reasons why. For number one, I just had to get away from making videos from both channels for a while. You know, taking a little time off, doing some other things, as well as a mini vacation. But the second reason, I'm not gonna lie, is because, you know, there just really hasn't been a great deal going on in boxing for me. You know, there hasn't really been a lot of big fights or like big news worth talking about. Like, I just can't continue to milk out videos when nothing's really happening, right? Especially, you know, in the main part of the boxing world that everybody wants to hear about, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Look, I'm a hardcore boxing fan, over 30 years in. You know, I've been loving boxing for that long, but I just had to kind of pump the brakes in the meantime, you know, and just want to talk about the stuff that's worthwhile. And that's why I'm doing this video here. You know, I want to talk about, in this video, the big fight that we all want and the big fight that we're all not getting. That's Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford. You know, because somebody asked me about this. You know, they asked me, they said, how come I haven't really talked about this fight? They wanted to know my thoughts on it. So I said, okay, it couldn't have come in a better time, you know, especially, you know, with everything that's been circulating on YouTube, as far as all these videos being done on Spence Crawford, you know, the clickbait stuff, you know, everybody saying that they're close to making this fight. It's finalized. It's official. It couldn't have come along at a better time, right? So, yeah, Spence Crawford, definitely a fight I want. But much like with your hardcore fans and even your casual fans, I'm getting a little restless too. You know, I'm a hardcore fan, don't get me wrong, but I'm getting a little restless too. You know, whenever it comes to Spence Crawford, there really hasn't been much to talk about. There really hasn't been much to talk about outside of, you know, okay, you know, oh, wow, we've got this month, it could be happening in November, or no, it's October. Okay, they're close now, you know, Bob Arum is no longer the promoter for Terrence Crawford, so we know it's going to happen. Yeah, we keep getting all that talk, but there's still no dates. There's still no locations. You know, nobody's even signed a contract yet. You know, I know there might be a contract out there, but nothing's been signed, right? So there's really nothing to talk about. That's how I feel about it. Like, if we're just like watching training videos, maybe, yeah, like if they really are training for the fight, and they're putting footage out like that, okay, that's cool. You know, I see that in the mixed martial arts world. I talk about that stuff because that's the stuff that's worth talking about. Like, if they really are training for the fight. But if no fight has been announced, it's really kind of hard to talk about that. You know, so I'm kind of with the casual fans and the hardcore fans that want this fight, but they're getting restless and they're just getting tired of clicking on videos that have nothing to really bring to the table except the same thing, like the he said, she said, right? So for me, you know, for the person that asked me, look, I really just can't put out videos like that. And, you know, also my thoughts on, like, with what's going on with the clickbait and the whole sources out there thing. It's like, same with that. Like, I just can't continue to put videos out and try to promote two fighters that haven't even signed on to the fight. Like, that's their job, you know, to get the fights that we want, and then we'll start promoting. Just like, you know, in the movie world, you know, when movies are made, movies are signed on, trailers are made, and everything's, you know, in rotation, that's whenever, you know, everybody starts promoting the movie. Like, if you don't have anything in the can, you know, there's really nothing for them to promote. Like, if there's no trailer, if there's no actors even signed on, if you just have a script and that's it, there's really nothing to promote. Like, you need to have that thing in production. Like, you need to have footage of the fight of the movie being shot, actors out there, you know, saying it is made, this is when it's coming out. That's when you can really start promoting something. That's how I feel like what it's like for me. Like, I could do videos talking about their styles. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Or I could do videos talking about Spence and Crawford as far as who really is the better welterweight, like who has the better resume. I don't mind doing videos like that. But when it comes down, when it's coming down to saying that the fight is almost made, there's really no need for me to put that out. Or, oh, Crawford's out there working out, or Spence is out there, he's training. Maybe he's training for the fight. I don't know that. Maybe he's just staying on and stay ready. That's what fighters are supposed to do. They're supposed to be on their stay ready. So when they're training, they could just be training to stay in shape. That doesn't tell me that they are ready for this particular fight, right? Because I'm hearing so many different things. So it's just like, why do a video on it? Like whenever somebody says October, another person says November, right? When one person says by the end of the year, when somebody else says Crawford says it's happening, and then Spence says, oh yeah, contract is out. Okay, well, nobody's really just giving us a solid answer, so I can't go off of that. Like in the MMA world, for example, you go check out my other channel. Everything I talk about over there is about a fight that's 100%. I'm gonna be real. Everything I talk about comes right out the fighter's mouth, because I talk to him on IG, or I just pull up some interviews and I'm hearing it come out of their mouth, and we discuss what this person said because it's 100%, right? So I give you my thoughts on that. That's what we're gonna talk about. But if somebody is just like part of a person's camp or their entourage, I really can't go off of that and just say, okay, this person knows what they talking about. They really don't know. That's how I think. Like maybe they know a little bit, but the fighters and the promoters and the powers that be that are behind that big monster of a fight, they know. They all know. But they're only going to tell boxing media a fraction of what they want them to know and what they want them to put out. Like they don't mind you running with this and that because that's going to keep it circulating just enough. But when you start putting false dates out there for real, then it's going to get the people riled up. But they don't want that real date out there yet because they're still deciding on it. They're probably down to 2 dates, like Spencer Crawford. I'm sure they're down to something. They're down to something, but they're not going to tell us, right? So until they don't tell us, I'm not going to go out of my way to give that extra promotion there, that extra jump. They need to be giving that info out for real if they really are coming close to it. But until then, it's just like there's really no need to talk about a fight that's not happening. And, I say that because, like I said, in the UFC world, when there's a fight happening, we talking about it because they're going to give it to us. We still don't know if they are going to give it to us. So other than this video, me giving my thoughts on everything that's going on, it's like I might not do any more videos unless, like I said, it's just about who really is the better welterweight, Spencer Crawford. Right? Who is the better welterweight currently, Spencer Crawford, right? So yeah, final thoughts just as a wrap up. Do I want this fight? Yes, 100%. I want this fight. It's 50-50. Both of these fighters are great in their own way. One might be a little bit more technically gifted, but the other works hard and he's strong as hell and has underrated skills in Errol Spence. So, and he has 3 belts. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, it's a great fight. It needs to happen. It needs to happen ASAP. But until it does, there's really no need for me to tell people something that I don't think they already know by now or, make up something for them. So, no, I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole thing that's going on YouTube right now. And yeah, as far as me wanting to fight, yes, it's 100% definitely the fight I really want in boxing. But right now, MMA is spoiling me. I believe between now and this July until whenever the fight happens in October, November, I'm probably gonna get 7 or 8, maybe 10 MMA fights that I really want, and they're gonna happen. That's pretty bad, ain't it? I want one boxing match this year, and I'm not getting it. But the 9, 10 MMA fights I want, they're gonna happen. Even if they get pushed back maybe a month or so or a week, I've been getting the fights I want. Matter of fact, September alone, is giving me a bunch of fights I want in the world of MMA. Also, women's boxing. So that's why I am back too. I'm going to be talking some women's boxing, in my next couple videos in the coming days and week. Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. That's one of the biggest fights that's going to happen in boxing. I want to see that just as much as I do Spence Crawford. You got Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Baumgartner, another great fight, right? So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be talking about those fights because they are happening. They are official. We got dates and all of that. Got press conference and everything. I want to give you my thoughts on the press conference. So, yeah, I'll be back for that one, guys. But this is where I'm at with Spence Crawford right now. I want the fight, but there really hasn't been anything for me to report on it. I think it's up to the fighters. It's on the fighters. We just can't keep promoting them if they're not doing anything. That makes us look bad. I think his boxing media or boxing channel, especially, if they're not giving us anything, they're not giving me anything, they just keep on pushing for something that ain't really out there. If the fight is really official, then yeah, we'll talk about it, right? I like these guys as fighters, but not going to waste my time on, something that's not even close to being signed. And that's just real talk. You're going to learn that from me, real talk over here, especially on my other channel. So yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Make sure y'all subscribe here, all boxing everything. Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.